So hello. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and also support my small business at latricelemon.com. So I don't know what's going on with the UFC. I haven't even made any kind of UFC videos on this channel, but I was looking at some stuff. I remember I woke up yesterday, and I seen some news, and I'm like, wait, what's going on over here? So I was like, you know what? I might as well make a video for it. So the press conference was, they didn't allow it to happen, okay, for the main fights, okay, because it was some kind of background fight that happened, behind the curtain. So what happens is, you got your conference and whatnot, then you have people who, I'm not sure if they pay for these tickets. I think they do. They pay for these tickets, just, see, like, yeah, your mama did this, man, I'm gonna beat you, all that kind of stuff, just shit talking essentially. So something happened in the back. Chimaev, Holland, they were shoving, from what I heard, nothing serious, but it was very much unprofessional. And they said, like, Dana even said, like, yo, we ain't never had anything like this happen, like, really, ever. You know what I mean? So, he said straight up, he was like, this is a shit show, so there was some words exchange, some hands, kicks, but nothing like too serious, you know what I mean? From what I understand anyways, and for what I've been reading. Then, it's been like some other things that were going on. Diaz and his crew come because, this is probably like his last fight, this last fight in his contract, which more than likely it's going to be his last fight. So him and his crew comes, and then some crazy stuff going on with Chimaev, and I was like, yo, what is going on? Okay, so I was looking at, and I seen like a little ad pop up, and they were like, yeah, this is the fight that's going to happen, and it was saying like, yeah, Diaz is going to be going up against Chimaev, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, all right. Then I went on the UFC website, and then it was saying, no, he's going up against Ferguson, and I'm like, nah, somebody lying. I was like, what's going on? I guess I don't understand. So for me, I try to watch every single fight when I can. I am a recent UFC MMA lover. When I say recent, about 2.5 years, I would say, okay, that I've actually been watching. I haven't been able to watch, all the previous fights so far, but from like 2.5 year mark and now, that's how I am right now. Okay, so I'm not too much in depth with a lot of different things, but there you go. All right, now I was looking, and I'm like, okay, so what was the original card? Because I'm a little confused about what's happening. All right, so the original card was Nate Diaz, and he was supposed to go against Chimaev. All right, now Chimaev missed weight by 7.5 pounds. Which, that's very much significant. 7.5 is how much you lost by. That's extremely significant, y'all. Okay, and I'm like, oh wow. What? Like, usually when that happens, it's just like you weren't even trying, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, well, what was the other fights? Then you had Tony Ferguson against Ling Jiliang. Then you had Kevin Holland, who was supposed to go up against Daniel Rodriguez. Okay, so I'm like, okay, but what's going on with this fight in the back? What does Kevin have to do with Chimaev, and Diaz have to do with him, and Ferguson popping up? I was like, what's going on? I don't understand. So now the new card is, instead of Diaz and Chimaev, it's now Diaz and Ferguson. Okay, and instead of Lee and Ferguson, it's now Lee and Rodriguez. All right, so I was like, okay, and now Kevin is supposed to be going up against Chimaev. I personally think that with this new card, I think Ferguson may win, and I think of those two, I'm thinking Chimaev is probably going to win. Now, I do have a little piece here, and it says Chimaev and Nate Diaz were contracted for a welterweight bout to headline UFC 279 on Saturday night, which is actually today. It says the non-title welterweight limit is 171 pounds, and Chimaev weighed in at 178.5. Diaz was 171. Even though Diaz, he was like, yo, I'm gonna just do what I do, and he still made weight. Meanwhile, Chimaev, and yes, he's a rising star. People are really liking him because he's really good. He's very popular and whatnot. But at the end of the day, do you make weight? You know what I mean? And then, in my opinion, it seems like you may have started some stuff in the back as well from the different things that I'm hearing. Okay, so nothing's concrete because a lot of people keep it on a hush hush, but that's what it seems like to me. It also says the co-main event fighters both made weight for the UFC 279. Tony Ferguson and Li Jiliang each weighed in 170.5 pounds. Holland was 179.5 and Rodriguez was 179 for the 180. Okay. Now McGregor actually put up a pretty interesting post, and I agree with it. And he said, my opinion, they should have pulled Chimaev from the card entirely, reconfiguring bouts and with a more favorable bout for the failed cutter will only make many others in the game follow suit. The smirks on the scale were enough for me. Pull from the card and starve. Okay, so this was a thing that I completely agree with, because I'm like, okay, so because he effed up, now we gotta change all three. So, and here's the thing. When you are about to fight, so no one's fighting who they were originally supposed to fight. When you are fighting and you're preparing for a fight, you're watching your opponents, your future opponents, previous fights, seeing, okay, this is what this person does. Yeah, this person does this like that. Okay, they do it like this, they do it like that. You know what? And I'm going to try to gear my training towards that. But now, with a day notice, you're like, yeah, so we're going to swap it. So everything y'all learned about your other opponent, y'all can just throw it out the window, and then we're just going to do this. So now it's like, okay, I don't really know exactly how this person fights. You know what I mean? So there's like a different way that you could look at all of this. And it's like, I just don't find that to be fair. And like he said, you're reconfiguring all these bouts. And by doing this, and I get it, he's one of those, not necessarily big, but he's getting up there with the popularity and whatnot. And last fight I saw, I mean, I really enjoyed it. But and I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, that's not fair, because like he said, yeah, it will make other people follow suit, make other people think like, yo, oh, I could do this. If I get big enough and I'm doing it, hey, I could do this. They'll do the same for me. Because then if you don't do the same, they'll be like, well, why didn't you do the same when you did it for them? So then that could cause a lot of other problems as well. Something that I forgot what fighter it was. I don't know if it was Bronson that said it or who. I can't remember who it was that I saw say it. But here's the thing as well. You see all of this and it's like, you do realize people are paying to see y'all. Okay. We had a canceled press conference. Okay. People are paying for hotel rooms and to be in a, nice proximity. They may be paying for these hotel rooms. You know what I mean? So people are paying for these hotel rooms. People are paying for these flights, the gas to get up here, whatever other expenses that they need. Okay. You got people who, some are coming from overseas as well to watch these fights. And all you have to do is treat this as a business. Be professional with it and let's get it moving. People are paying for these tickets. I don't know if you had to pay for that, but if you did, people are paying for, to see your press conference. People are paying for all this stuff. And y'all can't just show some decency, common courtesy, and just be professional. We have to, apparently they were throwing water bottles in a bag, shoving people, doing light kicks, whatever the case may be. But you're doing all of this stuff. And it's like, you can't just be professional for these people who are paying money. Their hard-earned money. They're coming, possibly even taking time off work. You know what I mean? Paying all this extra money just to get a good, entertaining show. Yet you're doing this. Now, you do have some people who are like, ooh, more fights. Let that happen. Fine. But the vast majority of people, they don't want to deal with that, yo. Just give me a good show, give me a good fight, and let's get it going. It doesn't have to be all the extra stuff at all, really, so that's one thing that I was like, yo, what the heck, you're moving things around and you're doing this. Oh, we're going to move that over here. We're going to put that over here. We're going to do this over here. And it's like, what the heck, y'all? Your fighter, just wait until you're in the octagon. Just wait until you're in there. And then once you're in there, boom, y'all can do whatever y'all do, but those are my thoughts and opinions on this. And until then.